Welcome! New Year's Eve and ZSR is still restreaming because I don't have a live apparently, but that's fine. I don't care. I want to give a little more or more and more entertainment to you. And I'm glad to have a double feature of A Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup on ZSR today. Together, dataplet01, Xirtanul. Later, we'll also have Runkin96 and OAC28. And today, I'll be joined in commentary by Proar007. Norinato is doing the tracking as so many times before. And since that's pretty much all I have to talk about at this point, let's mute the music, go over to the layout, and welcome my co-commentator, Proar. Hello there.
Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or Happy New Year if the occasion might arise. I'm Pro007, very happy to be joining you here today, and yeah, we've got ourselves quite a tilt, I think. This is Game 2 of a Round 2 matchup between Xirtanul and dataplet. Xirtanul holding a 1-0 lead at this point, and is going to go in for a possible sweep, and if he does so, he will face Plasma Kappa in round 3. This should be quite a match.
Wait, did I asked Xirtanul to adjust his layout a little, and from the looks of it, he actually made it worse because he went the wrong direction.
Oh dear.
So yeah, sorry that his game feed will be a little stretched.
Right off the bat, dataplet finding the power glove in Link's house and getting a bomb pickup as well. So we've got our first map check. We've got crystals in Hera and a red crystal in Desert and a pendant in Eastern. That said, this isn't category today is open, all dungeons, rando swords, and
hard mode.
And hard modes. So we're going to be seeing everything today, and nice rupee pickup from dataplet. Xirtanul is going for the Houlihan, which will net him 225 rupees right off the bat.
Interesting choice here. I mean, the big 20 triple is already pretty good for dataplet, but I mean, Xirtanul will take those 225. But yeah, hard mode means we'll have lots less of a safety in this run. Hard mode, for those of you that do not know, actually changes the logic quite heavily, as in there are only 14 maximum hearts instead of 20. And there's maximum mail is the blue mail, tempered sword, fire shields, and then a few adjustments to refill rates and so on. So it's just harder than the normal playthrough.
Right. So dataplet is going into the back of Escape armed with 5 bombs, picked up 2 from random pulls and 3 more from Mere Uncle. So what are we going to get here? We got a green potion, a baby sword, and a key. So not a bad haul to start it off.
Definitely not, and already our first proper weapon, so that's something the runners will enjoy.
Alright, so Xirtanul is in the well, not checked the chest in the well. Outside, ooh, Quake Medallion. Nice, a nice find. Just 5 rupees in the well. dataplet is his way up. See if he goes for I'm losing my mind already. It's not even 10 o'clock. Checking the back of Smith, not Smithy, but you get what I mean. But so what do we got? 5 rupees. So apart from having to face Aghanim, there's really no reason to proceed. So when it happens, it happens. Going into the Lost Woods now. Xirtanul trying to take care of the mini Moldorms, and is not getting a lot of help from them.
No, only 3 more bombs, but he should be fine. Only 1 more left, and there he goes.
Yeah.
There he goes. So...
Didn't see what's in the woods, but it's a hard... Bombs, bombs, and bombs. Magic Cape for Dataplet, so the logic might already be suggesting early Aghanim, because you need Magic Cape or Master Sword to get through barrier.
Yep. So now Dataplet is making his way to Kakariko, and we'll see what he finds there, because usually Kakariko is just the normal and first play for a really high item-dense location. I mean, Xirtanul is doing a different approach and took the mini Moldom cave. But yeah, that's like the classic one that Dataplet is doing here, because he has... yeah. Ooh, Xirtanul taking a definite way to Ice Cavern.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's already a bit of a time sink, and see if this ends up hurting later. Okay, got Bombos and Moon Pearl and some money in Blind's hut. What's in the back here? More money, so...
Yeah, so that, also, sorry for the overlay showing a person that's not actually in here. I'm not entirely sure why this is happening, I just noticed. So the Houlihan room for Xirtanul was actually not even remotely necessary at this point, because from the looks of it, Dataplet already has 550 rupees without it, so...
Yeah. And just based on the way this works, just through normal pickups, we'll have enough to cover the bottle vendor and Zora if and when that comes up. We got literacy, more bombs, and more money. So yeah, this is a rich and bomb-heavy seed so far.
For
the
sure.
First 5 minutes of this. Bottle vendor, ooh, lamp, no more dark rooms. Although at this point, that's probably not going to be a huge factor. It might just save a little bit of time having to navigate.
Alright, Chicken's hut! And Dataplet is actually throwing the chicken inside the side room. Only fighting 50 rupees here though, but yeah, this is such a money-heavy seed. If they find like 50 more rupees, they're already set for the rest of the game. Which is quite crazy.
They're 80. Xirtanul getting his 80. Sick kid, what's he holding? Money. So money for the medicine. Well, that's very kind of him. Xirtanul going into Hyrule Castle, gonna see what's in the on the way down.
And I'm a little surprised he's really pushing away, or pushing back Kakariko the way he's doing it, because that's a lot of checks to pass up on.
Yeah, it's gonna come up eventually, but yeah, the Master Swords. So, all right, two swords in 7 minutes. Go for that. So, Dataplet's just gonna go and just do the race game. Not even gonna bother checking. And a hard container. One of 6 hard mode. Baby shield for Xirtanul. So yeah, in hard mode there are 6 hard containers and 20 hard pieces instead of the usual 11 and 24 like you would get in normal difficulty. So every little bit helps, and even though both of these runners are very experienced and very well practiced at this, you know, health is health, and with only blue mail as your max, you take whatever you can get.
Alright, what's in Zola's treasure? We'll see real soon.
And it's the Titan's Mitt. Well, so we could have an early... When all this shakes out, we could have early Dark World checks because they can go straight into Thieves Town from Kakariko, so we could get an early Thieves Town play and more overworld checks, depending on the preference. Xirtanul Lamp is not going to stop him from getting that final chest.
And we have Quake Medallion in the water. What was that one doing in there? Interesting. Soggy Medallion, but okay. Yeah.
Two out of 3 right off the bat, so you just know Ether is going to be the one holding them back.
But yeah, having the Master Sword, the escape sequence in the dark is actually not a big problem for Xirtanul, because he can just use the sword beams. Although he doesn't have them anymore now.
Yeah. So, to answer chat's question, what does the hard tag mean? It largely means there's going to be fewer safeties. So instead of 20 maximum hearts, 14. Instead of red mail, the max you can get is blue. Half magic is no longer in play. The tempered sword is the best sword you can get instead of the gold sword. So, on a large scale, there's not a whole lot of difference, but it does live up to its name in terms of difficulty, particularly towards the end, when you're having to deal with enemies that will do a serious amount of damage to you. So, Dataplet on his way to the ice cavern, which Xirtanul was not able to get to because of the crabs. Xirtanul on his way to Lost Woods and Kakariko. So based on the routing, this is actually going to work out pretty well for him because he's going to have everything he needs to do an early Thieves Town without having to save and quit.
And as Nado just pointed out, we found the fire rod in the dark sewers. So I mean, that's in logic, obviously, because the lantern is in Kakariko. But yeah, that's a big find.
Yeah, that basically opens it up for a early Mothula and Skullwoods, because again, this is all dungeons. So today you got to do everything, and that is one you'd like to get done with as quickly as possible because Mothula is such a pain. But 3 hearts, yeah, probably not ideal. Dataplet gets the skip, so we're going to be doing some checks on Hobo and in the back of Bizora.
Yeah, like Hylia Island only having 10 arrows, so that's not worth coming back for. You'll see what the Hobo does, our favorite terrorist.
Well, Hobo love, or is it going to be explosives, which does seem to be the trend right now.
Or it's probably treasure. No, it's actually another 10 arrows, so okay. He's just hunting today.
Alright, Dataplet gets the jumps, so just has to avoid taking damage because this is going against logic here and against the basic fundamentals of the game. So if he gets hit, that's an automatic death, but most of you already are probably aware of that. Alright.
So yeah.
Xirtanul cleaning up Kakariko. Plenty of money to go around. We'll see if this the Zora play pays off for Dataplet. Right now, Xirtanul, in spite of his atypical routing, has got himself kind of an early edge here as far as that goes.
Yeah, especially because of that Titansmids that I expect Dataplet will find soon enough as well, but
yeah,
the back of escape is something, or like the actual escape sequence is something that in open mode many people just push back a lot, so it could take a while until Dataplet finds this fire rod, and Dataplet just replenished his, or filled his bottle, and got a blue potion out of it, so that's some saved money there.
Yeah, that's 160 rupees.
Yep.
That are staying in his pocket. Alright. Ooh, the hammer! Oh, boy.
And that's actually bad for Dataplet, because he really has to come back here, because he doesn't have the flippers right now, so he cannot grab that hammer. And... yeah.
He is praying for flippers right now for Zora instead of a horrible life lesson. What are we going to get?
Come on, be a scam fish like always. And he is a scam fish, only giving us a big 20.
Yeah, the Bernie Madoff special strikes again. Alright, so as expected, Xirtanul on his way into the Dark World, and we'll be making a run into Thieves Town.
This will be a scary part though, because he only has 4 hearts so far, which is really not a lot.
Yeah.
So he needs to be careful. Green mail, 4 hearts, even with the Fisher Price shield, is no fun, so...
Right. So, probably not going to go into Thieves Town right away.
He is.
Gonna... Oh, he is! Okay, well... At the very least, he's going to check the front of this. Remains to be seen if we'll go for the rest of it, but... big key right off the bat. Skull Woods is the green pendant, so... Good to know.
Yep.
You never know. Sarsaparilla could be holding something.
And the hook shot in the closet, that's big. Wow. And that's already access to the entirety of Death Mountain in the Light World. And I'm pretty sure that's where dataplet will go right now, because that's just too many checks to pass up on, even if you could get access to the Dark World right now.
Yeah. Although, yeah, it's a little unfortunate for him, only in the context that if he does the Hyrule Castle check, that gives him Titan's Mitt, which would give him access to everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, the flute is in Thieves Town. Well, well, well. Now it's getting interesting. Xirtanul's just opened up another bunch of possible checks. With Misery Mire and such.
Yep, indeed. So he's already making good progress. Even if he did that special routing, this single trip to the escape sequence really paid off big time for him.
Yeah, no question. And remains to be seen what will be behind the hammerlocked chest. Old man giving some love.
I mean, that's a big advantage for dataplet. He will have a lot easier time in the Dark World because he already is on 8 hearts, and that difference is quite big. It's actually doubling up the heart count of Xirtanul, but okay. Still missing a few items.
And that and the blue potion, if that's still around by the time he gets to Mothula, that could be a big help in making this fight, less awful than it is.
Yep.
Also, that is somewhat predicated on whether or not dataplet gets Master Sword by then, but even if not, by then... See, but... Xirtanul continuing...
That was close.
Yeah, red shield for dataplet, so that's going to make blind a lot easier.
Yes. And we got a nice junk hit there, stating that Dodongo dislikes smoke. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that is important to know, just not in this game. Piece of heart gets a nice refill there. So... That's, I think, 3 items. I'm not sure. I kind of lost count. I know flute and the piece of heart, that's 2. I think he picked up a 3rd somewhere in the opener, so... Might not have to do the hammer check for blind, which would be a big help for him. Ooh. Dataplet on his way to Eastern Death Mountain is going to get 7 immediate checks and then 8 if does Spiral Cave to get out of this. Ooh, the Cane of Samaria. Well, getting better all the time.
And this already gives us, at least if both people get the same items right now, full access to Misery Mire and makes it full clearable if we have the correct medallion. So that's big.
Yeah. So more love, and some money. Validation arrow, more arrows, and money. Well, but
Such
still,
a money seed.
Canis Samaria, though, that's big. That's really big. So we got our first dungeon boss fight with Blind, 18 minutes in, and Magic Capes. So that's going to make it somewhat palatable. But as it is, Master Sword 2, ooh, gets clipped. But yeah, 9 hits with regardless of sword, so it could be baby sword, gold sword, it doesn't matter. Xirtanul getting dinged round 3, so takes an unfortunate death. He'll be back for this.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about earlier, him having only 5 hearts. Is not really easy for all the boss fights in Skullwoods, especially if you're missing the safety of few items.
Just a piece of heart for dataplet in Spiral Cave, so not at all worth it. See what his next move is. Starting at the house, maybe he's going to Hyrule.
That would be great for him. And keep in mind now that Xirtanul died once to Blind, he will completely off his normal pattern. So you need to adjust. First phase was easy though, because he has sword beams, which makes it a little easier. Second phase looking good so far as well. Yep. And now he has 5 hearts for the rest.
Yeah, I'd be turning on. Yeah, there you go. That's what I think we was gonna do just before he got clipped by Blind, but takes care of business. And I think that's item number 4. So 2004 crystal grab for Xirtanul. Lead this thing off.
Yep. And dataplet is actually going for the escape play, and that's so good. Even if he doesn't get the fire out right now, it's already super helpful to just grab the Master Sword and the Titansmiths. Yeah, considering he has the lamp, I'm pretty certain he will actually do the one check in the escape as well.
Yeah, it's there. You can do it. It's in logic. You know.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah, Xirtanul heading up might do a bumper cave check since has what he needs to get the item if it's actually valuable.
The key top life actually was in the back of escape, so dataplet already has that.
Nothing in bumper cave, just more arrows.
Oh, you meant this key. Yeah. Top life actually pointed out something interesting. So since dataplet had the key that he found in the back of escape, he could have just skipped the key earlier, but he didn't.
Yeah. Not the kind of thinking you usually do for that kind of thing. Dataplet's going to be taking a bit of damage here just to kind of set himself up for a quick exit. Ooh, I don't think that's what he wanted, but there's the Titan's Mitt. Xirtanul in Skull Woods right now. So we just go straight for Mothula.
Alright, that's one for dataplet. I mean, I'm guessing he is now going back to Hyrule Castle. Yes, he is. And he's going to the back, and he will find his fire on, effectively, well, catching up before going into the Dark World as well.
Right. With nine hearts, blue potion. You know, this is gonna be a pretty nice setup, and Xirtanul trying to get past. Don't think he's gonna be close as far as timing to get through that door. Just beats the wire. Nice. There it is. There's the fire rod. Xirtanul about to start his fight with Mothula. This is the green pendant. So to answer Roach's comment, that might be the next play after doing some overworld checks. As far as the logic goes.
Yeah.
There, you might as well do it. And, find the hook shot.
I mean, potentially, he probably feels like delaying Sahasrah's closet for as long as possible, since Eastern Palace is just a blue or red pendant, and
Right.
you can't do any like lots in Palace right now. So
Right.
finds a bottle on Mothula.
The green pendant at 2328. So got one of two items. So Dataplet now doing the Dark World Death Mountain check. See what we can get out of this. This could be big, especially if something like the mirror shows up.
Big 20 and another big 20 in the Super Bunny Cave, so nothing out of value here. And at this point, I'm
sorry.
At this point, I'm rather sure we found all big 20s in the pool, pretty much. But hey, Xirtanul taking a death there, but I guess that was intended to just leave quickly.
Map check reveals the red pendant is in Ice Palace. Quake is required to open Turtle Rock. Very nice. That's
Good
one
to know.
down.
And we had the second 5-6 crystal in Misery Mire, so...
There's the blue male in Hookshot Cave. A lot of blue so far in Hookshot Cave.
Yep. Ooh, and the bacon!
Well, that's a nice change of pace. So red sword, not even 30 minutes in. Very nice.
Yeah, it's quite crazy that Dataplet is already stacked up on security. He has the fire shield, the blue mail, and the bacon sword, so he doesn't need to care about these at all anymore.
Yeah, so good to go there. Again, gonna make these. It's gonna make the Dark World so much easier for Dataplet compared to Xirtanul, but Xirtanul's still two dungeons down, not even a half hour in, so it's all a matter of effective at this point, and now Xirtanul's probably going to do the rest of his overworld checks on his way to probably all the way to Hype Cave and then close it out, and then it'll be interesting to see what happens from there. It's going to largely depend on what he gets between here and the end of Hype Cave.
Yep. Also, Nado, again for you, because it was a really quick check. There's the red pendant on ice, and the second 5-6 crystal in Mire. And the rest are now confirmed crystals. So.
Correct. So Dataplet's going to is doing the same thing as Xirtanul. Is just going to go for the back of Skull Woods and take care of business with Mothula. The red sword. This is going to be a lot easier, and he's got he's got Canis Samari. I'm just a little surprised not just doing that, but okay.
Yeah, he probably forgot.
It's an easy thing to forget, but fourth dig gets you a blue rupee. Oh boy. So, and so there are bombs behind that weighted lock. So that's gonna mean as soon as he gets the bottle from Mothula, that's it. Doesn't have to check the rest of this place, which is a good thing.
Yep.
Skullwoods is not an especially long dungeon, but the multiple entrances and exits can make it a bit of a time sink.
And we are taking the Froggy on a world here, so Xirtanul is actually going South Shore, grabbing a few hearts here, and taking the frog with him.
Which is a good play. 20 rupees from Stumpy. You sure we got all of the big 20s?
There can't be a lot more.
Alright.
Alright, Dataplet actually continuing through Skullwoods. Not really taking lots of care about his magic, because he has the bacon sword, so doesn't have all to be too careful. So.
And he's got a blue bottle, so he should be fine.
Yeah, I doubt he wants to use it on Mothula though, but...
Well, that's probably true, but at the same time, you like get this done and over with, you know.
Also, Xirtanul really needs to be careful as well. It's only on one heart here. Almost died on his way to the Hype Cave.
And we got a drug deal from the Guardian, 300 rupees. There's a tempered sword. All right, so we got all the swords. Dataplet just finished off Mothula
Barely, yeah.
at 2837. So that's dungeon number 1 down for Dataplet.
Alright, and Xirtanul actually taking the Smith to the church, letting him pray before returning him to his brother. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's a nice gesture. So from there, obviously going to turn on the flute. Hasn't done that yet. He's had the flute for like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, true. So let me quickly change the audio so we get what everyone wants to hear.
It's the national anthem of Hyrule.
Indeed. There we go.
Right. So actually from there it's probably take care of the drug deal with the witch, get that out of the way, and well, some choices from there. Early Meyer, perhaps.
I guess it would be an interesting gamble. There's still lots of locations you can go for. I'm wondering when Xirtanul is making that trip to Zora, just because of that hammer. But he'd still need those flippers, or the boots, to do the water walk.
Mm-hmm. And looks like we're heading for 3 major items we have not... Well, 4 major items we've not seen. We've not seen the bow, the ice rod, the mirror, and the hammer, and ether, I suppose.
Yeah, and the flippers.
And the flippers, so... It's going to be interesting to see what the end game turns out to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being kind of a flipper. Flippers are probably going to be the big catalyst. Like, who finds the flippers first?
Yeah, and it's a really mean thing as well, because, like, flippers, the first go-to dungeon with flippers is, like, ice, which you don't have to care. Oh, we're actually in all dungeons, so it doesn't matter, I forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a matter of convenience more than anything.
Yep.
Like, so Xirtanul, on his way to saving the old man, we'll get a heart container out of that. Data plot underway in Thieves Town.
Alrighty. So, Old Man is already giving a lots of love, we saw that earlier. But Xirtanul at this point really needs whatever he can get. So that's important to him, and he's immediately going out, because he obviously still does not have the hook shot.
Right. So, and now he's trying to finish what he started with the ice cavern, which the crab stopped him from accomplishing earlier. Luckily, it didn't turn out to be anything important, but nonetheless, it is still kind of an open wound, so to speak. It's kind of gnawing at him, and you're like, just gotta get this done and over with.
Yeah.
Boy, he's like, probably thinking, I did all that for that? You gotta be kidding me.
More money.
Yeah. Poverty is not an issue in this seed.
No, definitely not. They'll have enough money for like 6 seeds in a row.
So, okay, so Xirtanul on his way to Desert, which he actually can finish provided nothing is important on the lamp.
I'm a little surprised he is actually deciding to open up Desert first, instead of quickly doing the check on Misery Meyer's medallion and the Meyer shed.
Yeah.
In his position, there could be so many items in there that speed up the dungeon quickly. I mean, if the boots are in Meyer shed, he might as well could now finish Desert if the boots are required. So
Yeah, it's a calculated risk, but at least he'll get to check most of desert here. Provide if the big key pops up, he can finish. It is a bit of a gamble. So far, he's 0 for 1 on that big key popping up. It doesn't show up here. It requires some, well, silver arrows. That's not bad, but
that's something, yeah.
I mean, it's there. Yeah, like one fewer thing to worry about for the end game, I suppose. Xirtanul head on out of here. Doesn't really matter what's on the lamp at this point, because it can't do anything else.
And remember that we're in hard mode, guys, so silver arrows only work on Ganon, so it's not as big as you are used to it. They can't use those on any bosses or any overworld enemies, just against the big pig. And we get a check at our favorite weird guy.
What's Agina holding this time?
And he has... oh,
money.
Yeah, surprising.
Ooh. Well,
Still a big 20s in the pool.
Yeah. So, Dataplet's got the maiden. Xirtanul, I think, is going to... No, Xirtanul is going to do the drug deal now. Okay.
Alright, what do we get from this mushroom? Okay, well, I guess.
The point is well taken. Lots of big 20s are still in play. So, Dataplet Dataplet in round 3 with Blind, having a little trouble. It's getting a bit laggy in there, but finishes the job. Nicely done.
Yeah, finishing his second dungeon as well, so we have parity on that front again. Also, Chimpon, since you asked, there's actually no option in the Link to the Past randomizer to turn off maps and compass. On the contrary, actually in Key Sanity, they have a special usage, because they show the amount of checks done in a dungeon. The compass shows that, and the map actually gives away the dungeon prize on the big map, so...
Sarsaparilla only had a piece of heart. Nothing valuable there. At least in terms of moving this thing forward.
Well, and the hookshot, right? So...
And the... Well, yeah, I mean, Sarsaparilla himself, with the green pendant, was only given out a piece of heart today. So Xirtanul, now armed with the hookshot, can run his way through Light and Dark World and get those checks out of the way. And so basically...
Yeah.
So basically, at this point, our runners are basically cleaning up what the other one has done. So it's going to be a question of who's going to find the breakthrough, and what's it going to be, and where's it going to be.
Yeah, and this will give him the Cane of Samaria that Dataplet actually found earlier. It will also give him the red shield, which at this point, having Blind finished, is not really as important anymore. But I guess you take what you can in hard mode, so it's still fine. But from the looks of it, Xirtanul is not interested in grabbing that red fire shield, because, I mean, it's in a quiet location to grab, just to go around in Spectacle Rock. So yeah, he's skipping it, and he's going straight to the right side of the of that mountain, and he will do light world checks first, and then go to the dark world, I guess.
Right.
We have seen a few hint tiles, Alaskan, but none of them were useful so far.
The Dodogano adds dislike smoke. I do remember that one. A Thieves' Town. I don't recall the others, if there were any.
Yeah, there were a few stating there's, but only telling us about money locations so far, which is not surprising this seed. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sono just found the can of Samaria that Dale had found earlier, and now we have the same items on both sides again, pretty much at least. Except for
Yeah.
Xirtanul not having the fire shield that he skipped, and the blue mail, which is in Hookshot Cave. Oh, and the mushroom. No, the mushroom is actually on both ends. So yeah, that's two different items.
So what? So and Dataplet's gonna turn on his flute. Okay, Shovel at the. I didn't see that before. Shovel is on the floating island. You never know.
Do
But
you
first,
like a fetch quest, Pro?
I don't, but they always seem to, at least when I play, they always seem to have a funny way of paying off. But that aside, you can't put it past this game having a funny with you. So, Dataplet playing the national anthem to get his duck. Insofar as who's leading, they're roughly even at this point. They're basically cleaning up what the other person has done. Xirtanul hasn't done Zora. Dataplet hasn't done Desert. So they're essentially even at this point as far as, leading. It's really going to come down to finding who's going to find flippers, or the bow would be the other one that could open a few things up here, because that would knock out 2 dungeons in Eastern and Pod. Correct. Dataplet does need to go back to Zora to get the hammer, but he does know where the hammer is, which is an advantage in the fact that he knows. Yeah, a double dip. But at the same time, Xirtanul died to blind, so, so both have had to do things that they would rather not have had to do. So we're a long way off from actually determining anything. So Dataplet's doing the same thing as Xirtanul. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising to me, but okay. I guess there's reasons for it, because I mean, without the mirror, it's a little awkward check, because you go to the Maya area, you check what you can do, then you have to save and quit, and then flute over again. So I guess maybe. Chimpan silver arrows are not required, because you can finish Ganon without them. It's just a pretty hard strat that you need to pull off, and the logic requires them. The logic actually requires them.
Yeah, it's like, you can, it's just not a lot of fun, but with Red Sword, at least it's bearable. Okay, Mire requires Ether, so add another item to the list.
Yep. And we have the Mire Shed full of... and...
a lot of red stuff.
More red rupees. Oh well.
Yes, yes indeed. So I think at this point they're gonna have to start checking dungeons that aren't fully completable. Or it looks like Xirtanul's actually going Aga. Gambling that there's something on the pyramid.
That's interesting. I mean...
Gotta do it, so... Okay, sure.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, it's important to note that the hammer is actually already known. It is on the Zora ledge, but since we still don't have the flippers, we cannot logically access it. We cannot access it at all, I mean, so since we don't have the boost. But...
So Aga 1 making debut here, so that's one play. We'll see what Dataplet decides to do. Because again, Dataplet is down 1-0 in this best-of-3 match. So if Xirtanul wins, he will move on to round 3 of the tournament and will play Plasma Kappa.
Yep.
So this is a must-win for Dataplet. So we'll see what plays he decides to make to try and get himself back into this.
And I'm still a little surprised by that Xirtanul play, honestly, because, I mean, yes, Agar is required, but it's still like it's a long way to go just to find. Yeah, I mean, okay, he doesn't know where the hammer is, so that maybe makes it a little more interesting of a play. But in Dataplet's shoes, I'd never do it at this point, because there's still Eastern open, lots of Eastern open.
Eastern is open. Dataplet does seem to be going for it, though.
Okay, well, I guess.
But yeah, it's like Eastern is open, Pod is open. You know, and with Lamp, that logically makes it possible to clear out most of Pod if it isn't bow lock, the eastern side. But I also imagine that both of these runners know the glitch to get around the mimics in the first room too.
Yeah.
So alright, so now that we're on our way to Aghanim, how many blue balls is Aghanim gonna throw today?
Oh yeah, let's actually give this a quick... Oh no, it's actually too late for a betting on the blue balls. But yeah, if you want to just give a number in chat, tell us about the blue balls that we are going to get here. There's nothing to win except for bragging rights, so...
I'm gonna say 4.
I'll say Aga is nice today and gives us 2.
2. Alright. So place your bets, I saw 11 from somebody. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, Top Life, you already lost.
Uh-oh.
Well, Aga, you can stop now. It's good. It's all good.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well,
this might could take a while.
So we got 3 blue balls so far.
All right. Halfway home.
Still 3. And that's 4.
Two rounds through the board. Hey, I was right.
You actually won, yeah. GG.
I win.
That's definitely rigged. Anytime the commentators win, it's rigged.
Well, that's fair enough. So Xirtanul.
Alright. I couldn't see what we had on the pyramid, because... Yeah,
it's a piece of heart.
Okay. Xirtanul's game feed is sadly so stretched that I cannot see everything on it, so...
He's avoiding catfish and is going to go straight for pod. Makes sense, there's more potential items at play here.
Yep.
Dataplet's gonna deal with Aghanim and get frustrated in the process.
So yeah, the big item to find right now is actually, in my opinion, the flippers. Because that will really change stuff around a lot.
Yeah, flippers gets you the hammer, and then from there, that opens up a ton of stuff, and that would make Ice Palace fully clearable.
Yeah, puts Ice Palace in logic, puts Swamp in logic. If you, I know we actually need the mirror, but
right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, flippers, then hammer. And that's okay. Well, that from the logic standpoint, that's it for Pod. But Xirtanul, I'm sure, knows the glitch, so he's gonna carry on and try and get something out of this dungeon.
Nope. He's deciding
Nope.
against it.
Okay, so catfish. I mean, that's really he hasn't saved and quitted. That's the only thing he's got on the table here.
Oh yeah, Lumberjack wasn't checked yet, so that could be big.
Actually, it was.
It was?
It was a blue rupee, I believe.
Too bad.
Right. Tracker confirms. Thank you.
Yeah, Nado on the money as so many times before. And we are going catfish for dataplet, so...
Yeah, so is Xirtanul. Outside of that, from what we've been able to ascertain as far as dungeons and items are concerned, the only other play is Easter.
Yep. I mean, there is the Maya play, right?
They can't because they don't have ether.
Oh yeah, we need ether. I forgot about that one.
Okay. $5 from catfish. What a waste. So Eastern it is.
I mean, you could dip into Turtle Rock. But yeah, okay, you don't have to hammer yet, because there's really nothing. You need to go into Eastern. You're right.
I don't know what dataplet's doing. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to Dark World and is gonna check Pod.
And Xirtanul is setting up the fake flipper here. We'll find out about that hammer, but not find anything else, so I guess...
Right, Xirtanul having a little trouble with the warp tides, but
that warp is the worst thing in the entirety of gaming history.
well,
There's nothing worse than this warp.
worse in the entirety of gaming history. Wow.
Yep.
I would have thought it was ET, but okay, yeah.
Alright, so dataplet going into Pod, and I imagine after Xirtanul got scammed by the scam fish, I want to say he's going Eastern, because at this point I doubt there's even checks left that the two of them didn't do.
That's I don't know of any other plays on the table here.
There's purple chest, but that's locked behind the hammer as well. No, purple chest is actually in play.
Purple chest is in play. You're right. Boy, wouldn't that be awful? Chest is the answer. Huh.
Yeah.
Dataplet is going for. Is going to continue on. Is going to go for the mimic glitch.
We also didn't check. I believe we didn't check King's Tomb yet.
Correct. What does the hint say? A piece of heart and some cash requires a big red bomb. So
yeah, no boots for the King's Tomb. That's correct. It's such a weird seed where you don't have flippers or boots 1 hour in, like...
Yeah,
But yeah, here's the Eastern Dip, and it's pretty much one of the two locations you can get.
So
yeah.
successful mimic glitch from dataplet. So again, going against logic here, but something valuable could shake out of here, like say a bow or. But I mean, he's got the big key, so he's down to one. He doesn't. There should be a key, so he can continue onward
Well,
for a bit.
the bow can't be in pod because he's currently bow locked. But
You're right. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
only checking that one chest, yeah. Alright, we're getting out of locations to check, I guess.
Well, dataplet is going back to Kakariko.
Is he doing purple chest?
It's gotta be. I mean, unless he didn't check Bumper Cave. Which I think he did. One of them did.
When is the pedestal check? Not yet, I guess, because we can't access it right now, but oh well. But hey, map and compass so far in Eastern. Not a lot to...
Dataplet's going... It does appear to be going for the purple chest. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, at this point he only has those two locations left, so...
Talking about grasping for straws here. 3 chests versus 1. What's it gonna be? There's the big key, so that's gonna at least keep Xirtanul from doing a double loop.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Kinghorn has a point, so we cannot get the second item in Eastern now, because there's definitely one item on the Armor's Knight, so...
Right.
It's getting worse by the minute right now.
Right. And there was such promise in this seed too. Should have known it was gonna do this to us.
Yep.
Yeah. As
Nothing.
is befitting a thief, $20 in the purple chest.
So yeah, the last chest in Eastern gotta have something. I wanna say there's no check remaining.
There is. I mean, it's something so obscure that you know, be here all night trying to figure this one out.
Even before it's the shovel. No, shovel is on floating island. There's the flippers!
Flippers at last.
This is so mean. Like, holy hell.
Wow. Well, you'd have to think though. The logic the game gave us lamp early. You'd almost think it was saying go to Eastern, early dark room. But I mean, you know, it is a time sink because you can't finish it, and it's a pendant, and it's not even a green pendant, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the end, it's a spear one. It's for one check, because Lantern was in Kakariko, right? So
correct.
The game was just like, it was just so out of the way. Like,
it is a time sink. You know, it's not something you really want to do, but the logic was was pretty much saying go to Eastern. But you know, as you say, it's like you don't wanna, but there it is.
But yeah, this is the hammer for Xirtanul, and all of a sudden this seed is blown wide open.
So certainly is going to knock out a couple of dungeons. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Ice Palace was the next play.
Yeah, it's fair.
Full clearable. The swamp is out.
He could also go do Hera now.
Could. Another good play, and you know, if you find Ice Rod along the way, you can knock out Turtle Rock while you're at it.
Oh yeah.
But Xirtanul, so find out in a moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing the Ice Cavern, the Ice Palace play, because he's using the warp back.
Yep. So there it is. We finally broken through the impasse, and now we can get back to hunting for items and dungeons.
Alright, time for Ice Palace. Let's see what the hint tile actually says. It says some caches in Turtle Rock. Even more cash! Well, thank you.
Take it.
Yeah.
So, dataplet, almost about another minute away from learning the horrible truth. It was Eastern all along. In terms of the next big item, it probably would be bow.
Yeah.
Bow and mirror would be a big, and boots would be big help right now.
I mean, we need both bow and mirror in this seed because it's all dungeons, so...
Boots are required because the big key has to be on on the pedestal in desert. Oof.
True.
And
Ether from Misery Mario, yeah, Nado's making a good point.
Peace Heart requires a green pendant? Yep, we know. I hate this room that Xirtanul just finished. Ugh.
Yeah, so far nothing in Ice Palace, but there's still plenty of stuff to check. This
Yeah.
is a full clear, so nothing much to worry about for Xirtanul. And since it's all dungeons, even though it's a blue pendant, he will definitely full clear it now. There's no reason not to.
Early key makes this a little easier. Saves him from having to kind of do a doubling back and all that nonsense. Dataplet's got his flippers and is probably about as steamed as as anyone could get, and I don't blame him if he is. That is cruel. But there's one item, there's $20 there.
Another key.
Alright, so if there is anything, it's going to be in the bottom, most likely, of Ice Palace. It is nice. They have Bombo, so that's going to make phase 1 of Cold Stare a bit easier and allow them to preserve some magic. Phase 2. Okay. We're just over the 1 hour mark of this fine exhibition. Dataplet is apparently going to go for Hera.
Yeah, and it's nice to see some divergence here.
Red Boomerang for Xirtanul. That's item number 2. So he's going to go for No, he's going to take the back route. He doesn't have big key yet, which actually makes sense.
There
it is. Right.
I mean, Dataplet could potentially enter Turtle Rock as well, because he just got his hammer, so...
Right. Does appear he's going that way. This is... I'm not sure. I think I would have just done Hera first just to be done with it, and also do check on the far west side, because you can do that now too with the Book of Medora.
Yeah,
but
true.
All right. So...
Especially since he doesn't have the mirror, so if he doesn't find that in Turtle Rock, he has to climb Death Mountain again.
Yep. Yeah.
So, seems like a little weird play to do it in this particular order, even if Turtle Rock obviously is the more item-dense location. But still, Not sure I'm sold.
Tower of Hera, Big Key needs fire in Tower of Hera. Well, that's good to know. We're gonna have to spend some time in the basement.
Yep.
Ugh.
Coffee break.
Right. Gonna refill on magic before heading down to Cold Stare. Big Key, early Big Key for dataplet. That's good.
Yep. And we'll see. I believe there should be one more item on Coaster.
I believe you're right. We've seen a big 20 and the red boomerang so far. So yeah, I believe there's one more item. Bombos.
And, yep. Going for the overkill. And now not even... Oh, yeah, actually trying to get the puffs in the corner and really good at doing so. Getting 2 of them done on the spot. Beautiful cold stare fight by Xirtanul.
Yep, and big 20 for that, and gets his second pendant at 104.09.
So let's actually check the pedestal list. What could be in there? I mean, there could obviously be the ice rod in there. We could have ether in there. Boots as well. And even the mirror could be on the pedestal, so...
The only thing we know it cannot be is the bow.
Yep. Well, I was making a joke,
well,
excuse me.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear, the bow.
Yes.
In the chomp room. Well, this is already well worth it.
Yep. In the end, good decision by dataplet, even if he has to climb the tower again, or Death Mountain again for Hera. But at this point, he can definitely use that bow to go over to other, more item-dense locations. And yet,
finish Eastern for a start, get that out of the way.
Yeah, and Pod.
And Pod, so that's 2 for the price of 1, especially if he finds the bow, the mirror in TR.
Ooh, and those anti-fairies out for blood.
As they are, and unfortunately, well, they don't have powders, but it wouldn't have made much of a difference. It's only 1 heart instead of 7 here.
Could have fake powdered the anti-fairies.
Yeah, so
Xirtanul is actually making that Hera play, and he doesn't know that the big key is in the basement, so he'll probably check all of the stuff, finding a small key in the first room.
Yeah, so that pretty much just screams it out, basically.
Some arrows in Paradox Caves? No, thank you.
Xirtanul's like, oh man, I gotta do this. Dataplet cannot check Mimic Cave, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be something? Being forced to double back on that one. Ooh.
Oh yeah, imagine the mirror being in Tower of Hera. That would really screw over dataplet.
Well...
Okay then, I guess not.
Well, that's,
But yeah, true. Jixon is actually making a good point. We saw a hint on Mimic Cave that it only has, I believe, arrows.
Yeah, I think you're right. So... Turtle Rock holding all the aces right now. Now we just need Ice Rod on the bridge, and we're all set here. That was a piece of heart in Mimic Cave, so... Oh, we're at 11 of 14 possible hearts, so...
But yeah, this is more progression. We can now go and full clear pretty much everything but Desert Palace, and we cannot find Trinex.
Right.
But this is pretty much all. Oh, and we still need Ether for Misery Mari. But
correct, yeah. So we're getting close. we're going to be looking at a dead sprint here in about 30 minutes, I think, maybe less.
But yeah, I'd be surprised if Xirtanul didn't just at least dip Total Arc after clearing up Hera as well. Just because it's like open and he's close to it, so might as well. A piece of heart is in Mimic Cave. There we go. Just for talking about it.
Yeah, and especially since Hera's not giving anything useful. It's like, huh, you're here, do it.
Yep.
Unless of course, the pedestal is holding something valuable west of Hera, like say Ether, for example. That might throw him off course. All right, so laser bridge. What do we got? Money. Yeah, burrito. No ice rod, because the last chest is, of course, the key.
Yep. Ooh, and Troll Dome not really having it so far, but Xirtanul still grabbing the final item with a spin slash and getting a big Tronny for his trouble.
That's only our second crystal at the 1 hour, 9 minute, 22 second mark.
Yep.
But dataplet with plenty to work with, and is gonna go for the double here, and is gonna knock out Pod and Eastern at the same time.
Yeah, it's the only correct play.
Yeah. Well, that or Swamp, but yeah, this is 2 for the price of 1, so yeah, definitely. Pedestal in Death Mountain only holding $5, so Xirtanul feeling a little chastened by that, is on his way to
Total Arc, and that's really important, but gets dead work there.
Oof. Yeah. You said that portal is the worst thing. I will submit the Dead Rocks as the worst thing in gaming history.
Look at that. He actually went all the way across the bridge.
Yeah.
Alright. The pod play for dataplet, and we'll see what he gets here now. They went in earlier, they found out it's bull-locked. Didn't really get a lot out of it. I mean, there was a few checks with the potion glitch. But I want to say, with this Turtle Rock dip, dataplet must feel a little ahead. Just because that was really useful, and it was still like a somewhat bigger gamble.
It's hard to say if you feel behind or ahead at this point. Early Turtle Rock is somewhat atypical as it is, so you know it could probably go either way as far as that's concerned. But you know, I think if you're still hunting even under these settings at around the 2 hour mark, then you're probably thinking, oh god, I'm so dead.
Yeah, I mean, if you make that early Turtle Rock play and it pays off like that, you gotta feel good about yourself, because you can't expect to be the first person in Turtle Rock if you go there this early. So I want to say, yeah.
It's hard to say who would feel ahead or behind at this point. I'm sure dataplet's gonna feel pretty good about himself, a bit ahead of steam here after knocking out 2 dungeons in a row.
Yep, that's true. Routing-wise, it really worked out for him. And Xirtanul not finding anything in Ice Palace, on the contrary, and nothing in Tower of Hera as well.
Right.
You got a question where the entire progression is. Like, there's not that many options for him right now, except for Turtle Rock, so...
Yeah. In terms of the dungeon count, he's certainly ahead, 4-2. So, there is that to consider, although dataplet's going to close that gap in a hurry. He knocks out Pod and Ether.
And And we just found the magic dust, so if dataplet wants to use it, he can. But remember that we are in hard mode, and hard mode obviously changes a few things around. For magic powder, it still means that he gets a heart.
Xirtanul getting whacked by the chain chomp, so that's unfortunate. That's like the second or third costly death he's had. Dataplet finding a green bottle, that's a good pickup.
Yep. And yeah, Nada was saying, and she's obviously right, that we got... What are those?
Alright, now we're having some fun here.
Now we're talking, yes. And now Dataplet's actually only looking for Ice Rod and Ether Medallion.
Yep. So finish this, finish Eastern. Well, probably just finish Desert, since did about 2/3 of that already. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Keep running through what you can clear, especially the ones you've already done a fair chunk of.
Maybe you actually go Swamp, because you're still missing 2 items, and Swamp is a really item-dense location that is completely finishable now and open to you.
Right.
So it might be even the play to just go to Swamp.
Maybe. I guess I'm just kind of the opinion, like, I've already done most of this, I might as well just get this over with, you know, just kind of run through them. And you know, they're not big time sinks, and especially with the arsenal that they've got, Fire Rod, Tempered Sword, you know, Land Molas will be no problem, Armus Knights will be no problem. Just keep running through what you can.
Yep. And Chimpan is actually asking a nice question in chat. I currently want to say that this is dead even, because yes, Xirtanul does have 2 more dungeons finished, but Dataplet is almost done with Palace of Twilight. He will be done with Eastern Palace in no time, and I'm pretty sure that Dataplet will not do Ice Palace as through as Xirtanul did, so I want to say it's dead even. Maybe even Dataplet being a tiny bit ahead right now, although he doesn't have the 2 dungeons. It's really close.
He's about to get 1. And if he actually finishes Eastern before Xirtanul is kind of finished with Turtle Rock, I'd say he's ahead at that point for sure. Gets the burrito, and that closes out Pod. Grabs the crystal at 116.05.
Yep. And remember, we already did everything in Eastern Palace, so we just need to go to the backside, finish up the Armor Knights, grab the final item, and then at this point, where's Dataplet going? I'm still voting for that Swamp play, because it's just something that offers really super many locations.
Yeah.
But
and I guess the added benefit of that is if you find Ether in Swamp, that's another double you could run through.
Yep.
So I get it, you know, and that's a very valid point. So there's really no, I don't say there's any wrong answer. I guess it's just a matter of preference and philosophy. You know, Xirtanul's having a little trouble with the laser bridge.
I mean, many people just avoid full clearing Swamp like nothing in the world. So they just want to go mode Swamp if possible. But sometimes it's not an option. Here, yeah, it's really just preference at this point. You're right about it. It could be anything.
It could be. We're gonna get our... So Xirtanul had a little trouble there, but gets out of Turtle Rock and can carry on as needed. So we'll actually get our first kind of clue as to what kind of progression are we going to get out of the Armus Knights, because we've only seen 2 items. Armus Knights obviously holding number 3. So Xirtanul is...
It's pretty much exactly what you said. Xirtanul will enter pod the moment dataplet is done with the Armored Knights.
Right.
Like pretty much, yeah, like a little later. Like I want to say like 20 seconds later. So.
If that.
Yeah, and we did not see a Fat Fairy hint so far. No.
And the Fat Fairy is not going to be holding anything of value anyways. We already determined that. 118.23 pendant grab for dataplet, so they're even on the dungeon count.
I mean, it could hold the Ice Rod.
I think we already determined that one of the hints said money and a piece of heart required a big red bomb, so Fat Fairy's out.
Oh, okay, then I missed that. I'm sorry.
So, no biggie. So, dataplet, now with kind of an abundance of options here. Okay, looks like he's going to do King's Tomb and Bonk Rock.
Interesting.
All right.
Oh yeah, that was the hint that you were just talking about.
Right. Why not?
I want to say I disagree with this routing by dataplet. I would have gone fluted to Kakariko, take the portal to the Dark World, and include the check on the Mirror Cave on the Graveyard Ledge. So.
Yeah, and do the hammer pegs while you're at it.
Yeah.
So I get it, but yeah, it's like it's also I'm kind of thinking like, ooh, so many choices, like kind of do them without really kind of. Oh, there's Ether.
Oh man, well,
choice validated. All right, get on over to Desert and Mire. Let's get 2 more out of the way.
I was actually stocking up on potions first.
Good idea. He's got a green bottle from Pod already, so he should be fine with magic.
Yep. Okay, I mean in this case, he was lucky getting the progression medallion here for Meyer, but honestly, Graveyard Ledge is such a weird check to route in that in this position, that was like the best option to ever route it in.
Yeah. So, dataplet gonna spit polish off Desert Palace. That's did the right side of that first. Pedestal obviously holding the big key.
Yep.
You get another hint. Nobody checked the hint in here, anyways. That's what we get out of that.
Yep. And it says.
It's hard.
Yeah, well. Alright, I will quickly reload dataplet stream, because from what I noticed, you're a tiny bit ahead of me, so. Tiny bit ahead of the restream. But that should be fine. Alright. Setting up super speed there and getting towards our lovely big boss in the Desert Palace.
Yeah. Now that Xirtanul just picked up magic powder, I wonder, is anybody going to make that play and do that check?
The bat?
Yeah, the magic bat. Magic bat can hold pretty much anything at this point.
Alright, Landmo, what do you have for us? Xirtanul just now finding the green goo, and we'll find the boots on the bottom right.
Yeah.
And Xirtanul, dataplet missing the one cycle by a long shot, and even missing the second cycle, It's obviously not as easy if you don't have any more magic, but this really took him a little longer than expected.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but still finishes the job. Gets some arrows for his trouble.
Yep, and already setting up the Ether Medallion to go to the Misery Mire area.
So about a 123.06 wand grab for crystal grab for Dataplet. So that's 3 crystals for him on his way to number 4 in Misery Mire.
Also, this was cool routing by Dataplet, going with the mirror choice there on the ledge to have really quick access to Misery Mire. I enjoy that.
That's whenever you can double these up, that's always a good thing, and you know that doesn't always happen, particularly with Mire and Desert. Dataplet's to be thinking about his choices here.
Bathroom break. Looks like it. Oh, his controller died.
or could be, yeah. Oh boy.
Maybe he fell asleep during the cutscene.
It's always possible. I certainly hope not. This has been a good race. Hate for that to be, Okay, we're back.
There we go.
After 35 seconds of Zen-like contemplation, he has made his decision.
So imagine Dataplet losing by 20 seconds.
Well, yeah, if that's the case, well, let us hope that is not the case.
Yeah, I mean, if he actually went to the bathroom, he definitely skipped washing his hands, so...
Well, there is something to be said for that, for poor hygiene, but we'll skip that part for just a second here. I like Walter's suggestion, a New Year's drink. Yes, exactly. Oh. That's exactly what it was.
And I'll actually have to write down that question about what he did there, so I remember it later. All right, small key first in Mire.
125.15 crystal grab for Xirtanul, bringing them back to even on the dungeon count. Though Xirtanul's going to pull ahead in about a minute, because it's going to do Eastern right now. Finish that off.
I mean, the advantage for Dataplet is that he won't go back to the Tower of Hera until he desperately needs to. And I mean, from there, it's a really quick way to just enter Ganon's tower. So he would potentially skip one trip up Death Mountain.
Right. So, 5 to 5 on the dungeons. Well, 6 if you count Aga. So there's 6-6 on the dungeons.
And if I've seen that correctly, we didn't find a single item in Mire yet.
That is, I believe, correct, yes. It's been nothing but keys so far, so looks like left side is going to be forced on them.
Okay, we actually found blueberries, apparently. And a single rupee!
Ouch.
Hey there.
Did we see a hint for Mire? Something tells me we did, but I can't remember. Maybe I think Mine said something about the big key being required. Or being fire locked in Mire. Somehow it rings a bell, but could just be me with wishful thinking. Let's see. Hera's big key, yeah. I bet you like to have more bombs. Well, sure. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Alright, so Xirtanul doing his Armus Knights fight.
Really clean.
Gunning.
Was about to say really clean, but hey.
So Xirtanul now has all of the pendants at 127.35.
And he
Nobody is actually.
sorry. Carry on.
Nobody has checked the pedestal yet.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. Also, here you just saw the beauty of hard mode. Dataplet used the powder on this anti-fairy and only got a single heart out of it, so...
Yeah. Like Xirtanul's going for Swamp Palace.
Interesting, so we have our little bit of divergence here, and given that Swamp Palace is like the most item-dense play, the most item-dense location left, it's a fair play, but the question I have, how realistic is it that Xirtanul is going back to Bonk Rocks anytime soon? And he forgot that he first needs to switch up to pull the trigger.
I think if nothing of significant substance shows up in here, it's possible, but it might be like second or third on the agenda list. If nothing really pops up in Swamp, my next play would probably be the Paranoia check and do a blind pull on the pedestal. Because it would just so happen to be that, wouldn't it? So, Dataplet's gonna take on Vitreous, and oh boy.
If only we could use those silver arrows, but yeah, hard mode, so...
He's gonna probably he's not taking a refill here on a health. He's gotta be careful, but okay, he should be fine. Plenty of arrows to take down Vitreous. Shovel on Floating Island, that's also a potential play here. Pistol number 4 for Dataplet at 129.53. Alright. So 2 gambles. Who is going to get big payoff here?
And where's Dataplet going? I guess at this point he is going Swamp, I wanna say.
He is going to Swamp, it looks like.
Yep. So yeah, they will meet up in the Swamp Palace. And it's like, it's the understandable choice here. Dataplet probably is not feeling behind right now, so Swamp seems like the safer play over now doing Ice Palace now, instead of go modding it later. So yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal, but an early big key revealed nothing but a compass, fortunately.
Alright, we're still looking for this mean ice road. I mean, worst case scenario would be pedestal right now. It could also be the shovel, the ding spot, because we know where the shovel is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Shovel, pegs,
Yeah.
Pick your poison at this point. Graveyard ledge.
That too.
Spike cave, anybody?
Oh yeah, we didn't check Spike Cave yet.
Nobody's checked Spike Cave. Nobody has checked Ped. Xirtanul has all the pendants required to do a check, or to actually pull it, but nobody's actually checked it.
And I mean, it's a little out of the way, but that's another point for Dataplet's routing earlier. When he decided to do Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb without going to the Dark World yet, he could have even checked Pedestal on the way. At least with the book.
Literacy came to them early.
Yep.
Very early in this seed. I think it was within 10 minutes.
Speaking of that, there is still the Bombos tablet we didn't check.
That is true. That's also on the table. Nobody checked Checkerboard Cave.
Yo.
That's That's on the table, so, you know, a lot of potential for trolliness here. It's going to be a question of who thinks of it and when. Especially if it doesn't turn up in Swamp. Because between them, we've seen everything else. As far as the dungeons are concerned.
And I fear for Dataplet that if he won't find the Ice Rod now in Swamp Palace, he is likely to go to Ice just because he's around the corner, so... it would probably be better for him to just find the Ice Rod in here now.
In terms of a speed route, it probably would be, but we shall see. We've got 2 chests to go for Xirtanul. He's had no Ice Rod so far.
Swagnad? Well...
About 45 minutes too late for it to actually really be of any use. But
yes.
Okay, sure.
Alright, we got August. Hookshot and Tempered make this fight pretty easy. Just gotta switch up hookshot usage and sword usage. August is not really having it. There we go. And now the firewood for a few quick shots. Really clean. Good job there by Xirtanul. Finishing up his very own 7th dungeon and finding the Brian. We got the Cane of Burner here.
Okay, it was a blue item, just not the blue we were looking for. Go figure.
Yep.
So 134.55 crystal for Xirtanul. So that's 7 for him. So looks like he's going for Bombos. No, I thought he was. Okay. Oh, I see. 4 Bombos. Put that mirror to good use.
So actually, since I feel like it, if you want to, we can play a little game. So we'll just do a little betting here and ask, where is the Ice Rod? Use exclamation mark bet plus your location bet to say where the Ice Rod could be, and I'm looking forward to your bets on this. There's no really incentive right now, but we'll just let us just play a little game before we get to the big key game, because everybody knows the big key game.
I'm going to say Spike Cave.
I'm gonna say it's on Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah? Alright, so Bombos check for Xirtanul. Big 20, as if we hadn't had enough of those already.
Yep.
Alright, so that's out. Next, looks like Xirtanul's gonna do Checkerboard Cave now. That's a potential play.
I mean, or he's doing his very own Mire. Oh no, he doesn't have to either. Yeah, correct. You're right. And that's another time loss, another time sink for him, because he's checking this location twice.
Right, he's gonna knock out Desert, which is good. It's another dungeon.
Yep.
But yeah, Ether is out of pocket for him, right? So that takes Mire off the table for him.
Also reckon we already did check Laser Bridge, so this is not it.
Okay. The Pledge gonna just use a couple of fully charged sword swings, knocks out Argus, grabs the wand, not the wand, the crystal at 137.25, so back to even on the crystal count, crystal and dungeon count at 8-8. Xirtanul has an extra pendant, and Dataplet has an extra crystal.
And now I'm really excited to see where dataplet is going, and he is using the mirror. So, okay, it's the desert medallion check.
Yes, Desert Palace has been full cleared by both players.
Yes.
They have neither has checked Checkerboard Cave. That's the only thing that hasn't been fully accounted for just yet. Oh boy, well, let's see. Is he going to do? Our tracker is betting on the magic bat.
Alright, dataplet, where are you going? He's
going
doing K45. That's fine.
If he plays his cards right, he could probably do an entire kind of do a giant loop all the way to Graveyard Ledge.
Ten arrows, nothing on here.
Xirtanul have no problems with Land Mola, takes care of business, grabs 5th crystal at 139.02.
And this is big.
Oh boy.
This is actually big, because dataplet was trying, was painfully trying to do that Go Mode Ice, and he would have been right about it, because there's no item in Ice, but he is now going in there, and this is so good for Xirtanul, and really puts him back on track, because otherwise it would have been really hard for him to stay in the game.
And he's going for Checkerboard Cave. Those of you who bet on Checkerboard Cave.
Which nobody did.
I don't think so, no. Checkerboard Cave as bomb. Alright, so that's out of play. So Xirtanul is actually in pretty good shape just based on the routing, as you say, because he's done a lot of things that dataplet did or did part way. Looks like he's going for the pedestal. He's okay. I've had it.
There we go. Chat, you can build up your hype now. We're getting a pedestal check and we're getting a blind pull.
Head check finally after 100 minutes of meandering and wandering. We're finally getting it.
Come on, give us the blind pull, Xirtanul. Give it to us. We want it. There we go.
He's going. Here it is.
And the pedestal has a bloopy.
Well, it's blue. Okay.
Well, no. Pet is dead, everyone. The color was right, but that's all. Feels like version 30 all over, version 29 all over again. We're locked by the ice rod.
The classic ice rod endgame. Xirtanul is now going to do northern dark world and light world checks. Starting, I believe, with Bumper Cave. I don't think dataplet did do it. Xirtanul did not. Okay. Oh, that's right. He also didn't do Lumberjack either.
Oh yeah, true.
He's going to do a blind check on this, it looks like, and go for it.
That's nothing you see quite often, a blind lumberjack check.
Well, probably figures, well, the blind pet check didn't work, but hey, 5 rupees, yay.
Huh, okay, so what's left? There's the Graveyard Ledge, there's the shovel spot, which actually seems more likely by the minute, because that shovel has been available for quite a bit of time now.
Ever since Turtle Rock, yeah, that has been on the table. It is a time sink because you're basically going for one item to get another, and item number 1 is already a bit out of the way.
Yeah, it would work a little better for dataplet as he has still to do Hera, but he obviously doesn't want to do that until He's ready for Ganon, so...
Alright, Xirtanul's got the Ether Medallion. So that's... I don't know how he feels about that, but cash requiring a specialist to unlock. Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, this is an important checking. Xirtanul is actually doing the routing a little better now, checking the Graveyard Ledge. And if this is the Ice Rod, he just made the biggest play of the tournament, I want to say. And he will secure himself round 3, so... Let's
Pretty
see.
much, yeah. Barring a absolute catastrophe, GT, yeah, that would... Yeah, well, more blue, just the wrong one.
So many blue troll items.
So, alright, so Graveyard Ledge is out. So that leaves... Hammer pegs have not been checked.
Magic Bed.
Magic Bat is not been checked. Spike Cave and Shovel Spot, the Grove.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Trying to think of something, but nothing comes to mind.
Xirtanul's gonna do Meyer now, which makes sense. I mean, in his mindset, okay, it's here, I've got it, let's do this.
Also, I gonna be right back. I gotta pull a data plat and do a little bathroom break and skip washing my hands.
Alright, well, while we wait, if you haven't already, please give everybody a follow. This has been one terrific race today on New Year's Eve. Closing out 2018 the way it should be. So if you haven't already, give our runners, give us, and give our wonderful tracker a follow. We really appreciate it. So we're underway here. Xirtanul is underway in Mire. Dataplet is mostly finished with Ice Palace. Setting up the bomb jump here. Let's see if he gets it this time. Got it. Very nice.
Alright.
Red Boomer. And welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Alright, so Dataplet's gonna get the pendant in about a minute here from Cold Stare. Well stocked on potions. Health should not be an issue. Ooh, a little trouble with the Maria placement, but okay, no problem. And Xirtanul's gonna have to do he's gonna have to take the long way through Mire regardless because of the big key location. Alright, so underway with Cold Stare.
Again, going for the full medallion usage, using the Bombos medallion to get rid of the ice. And we can see if Dataplet's Cold Stare fight is as clean as the one Xirtanul got. He is not getting puffs into the corner as nicely, but good fire usage makes it still a really quick fight. Well done.
Yeah, very nicely done. Dataplet grabs pendant number 3 at 146.38. So again, even pretty much the whole way through. That's 9-9. So where is the ice rod? Where is the ice rod? We're down to only a handful of possible overworld locations. We have not seen it. Not seen Magic Bat. We have not seen Hammer Pegs, and it looks like Dataplet is going to route all of this and go 1, 2, 3 on this, or we'll see.
Pedestal check for him as well, yeah. Pet check for him as well, and then hopefully he is trying the bomb box, cause not the bomb box, the hammer packs, cause that's a location. Ah. I mean, at this point,
That's
it's
been...
awful to route in, just because... Oh, he's actually not blind checking.
Yeah. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, in his case, I think he's probably thinking, oh god, I am so behind. That thief is not helping matters. It looks like... Not gonna be able to tell for sure until he gets into Thieves Town.
Yep. That was a really cool cane usage there by Xirtanul. Using the dash to activate the switch from far away. Really clean there. And this... Okay, he's on the way. And Zara Zelda, it's dead even at this moment. Like, there is no way we could tell who's ahead right now.
Oh.
No hammer packs. Ooh.
You have to wonder if they've gotten this recently, and they thought, well, we got it recently, so like, there's no way it could be this again. The only good news for dataplet is this is the only thing he has to check up here because he's checked everything else.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point he will be mad about his own routing, because most of these checks he could have done earlier, so he's pretty much doing the same thing twice in a row.
Yeah. Well, he's going to take the bloomerang anyway, probably as a souvenir of what not to do next time. So, Burrito for Xirtanul grabs, so 149.20 crystal for him, so he's got one crystal, he's got one dungeon to go, but he's one item away. And based on that, I'd say he's ahead, because dataplet still has to do Tower of Hera.
This depends. Right. This depends if dataplet is actually going Hera before Ganon or not. If it's okay, and now Xirtanul is actually getting this shovel. He's sick of it. And if this is the play, Spike Cave and shovel probably it is. If this is the play, then dataplet definitely lost because he has to do Hera.
There it is! It's in the we have go mode. We have go mode at 1 hour, 50 minutes, 18 seconds. It was in the hammer pegs.
Oops, I messed up, by the way. I'm sorry. Nobody picked hammer pegs, so top left didn't win. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Alright, so dataplet has now officially in go mode and is still gonna have to hustle a bit because he is still a full dungeon behind on the count compared to Xirtanul. He hasn't done Hera yet. Hera's not gonna be a 30-second play either because he's got to go into the basement. So this could be a left side, right side play.
Yeah, I want to say at this point, it's definitely dataplet's game to lose, though.
It is, although Xirtanul is finally also making a run for,
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna say Xirtanul's got a slight edge, but not by much.
This is so close. But since Hera requires basement, which Top Life just pointed out, it's so close. I wasn't expecting Xirtanul to go here immediately without grabbing the shovel. This is so close.
Yeah, you're right. It could come down to that 35-second bathroom break.
And I mean, dataplet can now go over from Turtle Rock, use the mirror right in front of Tower of Hera, and instantly go in there.
But yeah, ooh, a little trouble there. So yeah, and to reemphasize, Xirtanul wins. He moves on to round 3 of this tournament. He will face Plasma Kappa. Dataplet has to win to force a sudden death game 3 here. So, and I'm not quite as familiar with their styles of play, but would a forced gambit like that have Dataplet say go full right side and just go for it, as opposed to maybe doing the more, I guess, so-called traditional left side? So, I don't know, but as the clock continues to tick away, even in all dungeons and hard mode, panic has got to start to be setting in for these runners just a little bit. Not a lot, but once you're plus 2 hours, you have to start thinking, I just make a horrific mistake or what? A fair point. Thank you, chat. It is not full right side if you don't check tile room, but if it's item number 22, then this if it's chest number 22, then this seed has really got it in for our runners. Dataplet's anytime is going. Okay, he's in. Okay, he's in. Final room before Trinex. Rod's ready. Xirtanul's about half a dungeon behind as far as that goes, but still a full dungeon ahead on the. Oops, wrong. Oh boy. That's not good at all. Good thing he's got a blue and a green potion. He just burned up the blue one, but
Dataplet, what are you doing?
He's pressing. He's really just. Oh boy.
This could be deciding.
He's got 2 blue potions and a green because he got the green in pod.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
And he really can't miss any more shots right here now.
No.
And he got it.
Alright, so a disaster averted, but that could also make GT a little more treacherous because he doesn't and Ganon for that matter, because safeties have been eliminated. Alright, so there goes Trinex. And just some money. Grabs crystal at 155 at 57. All right. So see if Xirtanul has a little more slightly better fortune with Trinex.
Alright. Tower of Hera entrance, 156.44. Xirtanul in the Trinex fight, so he's definitely ahead.
Yeah. And again, forced basement's gonna make this even longer for Dataplet. Interesting, he went straight for the basement. But, okay, sure.
So, Xirtanul just finished his final boss, which means, where's the big key? Get your guesses in chat. Exclamation mark bet plus your number. Bet where the big key in Ganon's tower is. So yeah, you need to use bet here, but that's the only difference. And if you win, you get... What do we get, Farah? Do you know?
I don't know.
You get bragging rights and A Link to the Past randomizer seats free of charge for 1 entire year. So yeah.
Ooh. Bragging rights and free seeds. Well, hard to resist that. I put in number 7 as my guess for the big key. So, all right.
Xirtanul is entering the Ganon's Tower at 1:58:16. All right, here we go.
And we're off. Number 1, money. Just number 2, a small key. So he is going to go right side. He's going to do the right side check because he got key. So we can get 4 quick chests here. So this could be a slight opening for dataplet if this doesn't pay off. He decides to go left side. Okay, so here we go. 4 more chests. Number 3, no. 4, no. 5, 6, well, there's the last bottle.
We can use that, I guess, but still nothing in here. Grabbing a small key here, thinking about it, and dataplet just finished up Troll Dome. And yeah, he will enter GT roughly about 2 minutes after Xirtanul, pretty much.
Yeah.
150, a little more.
7 came up empty on the pedestal, so here we go.
Number 8. We have blueberries, number 9. We have 10 arrows, number 10. We have a piece of heart, and 11 is more blue piece. So nothing so far, and my bet is dead.
Yeah, mine went the way of the dodo as well, so... Alright, dataplet starting off with the traditional right side. What's he gonna... he's not gonna try right side, he's gonna continue on. What's,
Right, so I don't know. Going deeper into the tower, still looking for the item. This is number 13, right?
I believe so, yes.
Just a small key.
Yes.
And we're on the way to the randomizer room. What does it have? Bomb equipped, and let's check number 14, 15, 16, and a 17. We got... We got number 14, a red rupee, number 16, a blue rupee, number 17, another one, and 18, another one! Dang. There was nothing.
I think we're on... I think that's actually 17 because we've got Bob's room, the 3 in the back of Armos, and then...
Oh, yeah.
Then Tile room. So... yeah, so 5 chests remain. Dataplet, just based on the routing, is saving himself some needed time here. Bob's room.
And
Bob is holding the key. Number 18 is the winner.
And we say GG to Sarah Zelda having the correct bet today.
All right, congrats.
Congrats, you
Enjoy.
gained bragging rights.
And that year's worth of free seeds. All right.
Yep.
So now we're on to the basically. It's all downhill from here, essentially. Xirtanul holding a very slender lead over dataplet, but
Yeah, it's really not a lot, but we'll see how Xirtanul gets through the gauntlet. So far, so good, getting quickly past the first 2 rooms.
That red potion he picked up could actually be very beneficial.
Yep.
From the right side.
Ooh, and even more so now. And I wonder if he's just drinking it. Apparently not.
No, but he's going to use that magic cape to get through. Just barely crosses the...
Yeah, and actually deciding to grab the fairies here.
Yeah, good idea.
For sure, yeah. Grabbing the
And
fairies,
gets a
stocking up his magic as well. That's a good decision.
Alright, so on to the gauntlet. The 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 45 seconds. No major issues for room number 1. Through number 2. Didn't quite get what he was hoping for, and I was kind of... Okay.
And dataplet having big trouble with this room right there. Taking lots of damage. Of course he has that red goo as well. But still, this really took longer.
Does he? He didn't go right side, so I don't think he does.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So,
When only half a heart left.
Also going to opt for magic cape strats. Bonks the wall. Okay.
And Xirtanul getting rid of land mode 2. Slowly but surely climbing the rest of the tower and almost at the final boss, which is obviously Trolldom. It's not Aghanim, it's not the pig, it's Trolldom. But he's closing in.
Of course it's Trolldom. It's always Trolldom. Trolldom is the answer.
Okay.
So
not many rooms to go now, and dataplet is, I believe, not exactly 2 minutes behind. It's around that.
yeah, something like that. All right. Oh, what is... Xirtanul is having some trouble here. He's going to have to take a refill.
Yeah. The nerfs are showing.
Fortunately, since this is hard mode, that is not a full refill. Okay, that was intentional that time.
Yep. There we go. Gets past the lantern room. The torch room.
Alright, so... a little bit farther to go.
And now we have Xirtanul in land mode 2 as well. So you see, this is really not a lot. I wonder if Xirtanul will actually grab the full magic container. Or the full magic refill in here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And now we are here.
Trolldom 2, what's it gonna be? Okay.
And really clean. Hydra, the ice spot was actually in hammer packs. And we get the validation chest, and Xirtanul is getting us the validation. So it is a piece of heart in the end. So
unfortunately, he doesn't. Unfortunately, he got his extra heart earlier in GT. Otherwise, that might not have been so bad. Getting a free health refill on the way to Aga 2. Oh boy, dataplet having a little trouble running down the conveyor belt here. So Aga 2 underway.
And geometry starting with a triple.
Wow.
That was juicy. And I want to say this was only a single because the 2 first shots probably went over each other, and that was nothing. So
possibly 3-1-1. It's 3-1-1-1. So Very nicely done by Xirtanul.
It was actually 3102.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Huh.
But
okay.
Yeah, Xirtanul finishing off Agate 2 and flying out at 207.50. So we are only a pig fight away from Xirtanul progressing to round number 3, where he will face off against, I should know, you do know, right?
Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, correct.
So.
A parrot of all my monsters to demonstrate my power to the people.
Alright, so dataplet underway with Trolldorm, no problem. Nice and quick. So, again, 12 hits for each round of Ganon, and with Blue Mail, this is a little dicey, so he's got to be careful. Particularly with his... does have a red potion on hand, but that's not a full refill either, so... It's like, okay, he's gonna take his medicine now. He's got 11... Okay, so... That should be 12, so he should be all set there. Dataplet underway with Agate 2. Ooh, doesn't get the triple there, gets a double instead. Okay, phase 3 underway for Xirtanul. Another double for Dataplet. Ooh, splits down the sides there. One, and ooh, just missed another double, so down goes Aga. Final phase for Xirtanul.
Alright, and Dataplet is pretty much exactly 2 minutes behind, so it would need a Ganon fall for Xirtanul at this point, but he is already in the final phase, getting the triple!
Nice!
And now
So
get your
that will...
GGs in chat, everyone. This is game for Xirtanul.
Xirtanul closing the deal with some very good end gameplay. It finishes it off.
And the official SL time for Xirtanul is at 2:09:48, just as Dataplet joins the ranks on the Grand Pick. Aha! Yeah, does the Triforce yell. And this was a great match, I just have to say.
So GG's to both players. This was a terrific race, and a lot of momentum changes, a lot of lead changes, and you know, as it is often in the case in these seeds, it came down to one item, and of course, it was the ice rod. So
what a game!
Indeedy.
As I said, it felt like version 29 all over again, where you get bottlenecked super hard by a single item, and especially by the ice rod. So,
right. So phase 3 going nicely for Dataplet. He's still a little light on health, but setting himself up nicely for a double, or for at least one shot.
Yep, and he still gotta be careful. One heart left, but it seems like he really done as well. Not getting the triple though, but no, it's only one shot, and there he is.
Right, slams the door and finishes the job. So Dataplet will be going through the door in a moment, and he is through. So break out the GGs for Dataplet, who finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 38 seconds.
Yes, indeed. So GG again to both runners. Sadly, both runners have actually people over at their houses, so they're not joining us for an interview, which is a really rare case, but it's what it is today. But yeah, GG. We say goodbye to Dataplet, who takes his leave out of the tournament, but he made it quite far, came all the way to round 2, but here Xirtanul was just a little luckier in the end.
Yeah. Like it's both of them doing very atypical routes throughout. You know, not what you would normally expect in spots, and still in the end, it was a 2-minute difference, and it probably did come down to I don't know, a couple of little things. Xirtanul, I think, just running through dungeons a little sooner than dataplet. Dataplet spending more time in the overworld, I think. That probably ended up making the difference.
All right, so, yeah, dataplet, you're not in voice, but we have a really important question about your bathroom break. Did you wash your hands? That's really important. We gotta know. Also, if you guys are not yet done with watching A Link to the Past randomizer on New Year's Eve, we will have another game coming up on ZSR in just 1 hour and 30 minutes, so 3 p.m. Eastern is the official starting time. It will start a little later due to delays, so be here at like 3:20 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. CET if you're from Europe. And this will be Relkin 96 against OAC 28, and that's another game from round 2, and the winner of this will face off against Haunted Crest. So if you want to be watching that as well, make sure to come here and stop by. And this commentary command is a little iffy, because the Lowly Cry is currently not in here. It kinda messed up, because the Discord API is messing up today, but I'll fix it, so...
Yeah. So, but absolutely, this was a lot of fun. This was a great race. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Great job, by the way. I just gotta say before we end this, great job, by the way, Pro, for the commentary. Shoutouts to you. Shoutouts to Norinato as well for doing the commentary as she did time and 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 time again before.
Yes, indeed. Very fine job. And keeping us honest and keeping us up to date on what we missed, and always appreciated. So,
yep. So yeah.
All right. Well,
if you want to watch more Link to the Past randomizer, I believe the Speed Gaming Daily is starting really soon, and otherwise be back here in about 90 minutes when we get to see another round 2 match from the A Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. Shoutouts to the organizers of this, because it's been really great and I really enjoyed so far doing all the restreams, and I'm looking forward to the rest. GG to the runners, and guys, everyone, see you in a bit.
all right. Have a happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
May 2019 be as entertaining in the speedrunning world as 2018 was.
I couldn't agree more. So, thanks everyone for watching, and see you later.